which I'm getting farther and farther away from doing that. Um, but typically, like, I like to think of it less like paint on a magic card and more like a small piece of art that just happens to be on a tiny canvas of your favorite hobby. Like, I don't care that this is a magic card, and I don't care how expensive it is. This could be a basic land, it could be a Black Lotus. I don't care. For me, it's just a tiny canvas, and I'm painting art on it. I'm creating an art piece, and that's what you're paying for. If someone were to come to me and commission me to do a painting, I don't care what they give me to paint it on. I'm not changing my prices, and so, and I only say that because, like, some people have like trouble justifying altering like a basic land or something. Like, they want their whole deck altered, but they don't want to pay the same prices for their lands as they do for like their other things. And like, I don't know. I kind of get it, but I also don't, because the art's the same. It doesn't matter what the card is. But back to more on topic of Jom charging 160 euros. Jom's pretty fast. He creates a different kind of work than I do. And on that note, every other altar artist creates different kind of work than I do. I have a very specific and unique standout style. You see one of my altars at an event, across the room at a table, someone, across the table, it's mine instantly. You'll see it and be like, oh, that's skooma, and so, yeah, so like, also Jom under prices. I'll be honest, and if he were in here, I'd tell him the same thing. A lot of altar artists don't charge enough. I've had these conversations with quite a few over the years who have actually raised their prices and done very well and have been a lot more successful because of it. I'm not saying that I would compare you with John more than you both alter cards. Yeah, no, not at all. But that's what I'm saying. Like, even though we do completely different things, that's why you can't compare us, because we do two completely different things. We just are both altar artists, but our styles are completely different. Our techniques, everything. So yeah, you can't compare them. It's but the fact remains is he is still too cheap for how good he is, and a lot of altar artists that are out there are not charging enough. And I don't think I charge too much. In fact, my business model literally is raise my prices until people stop paying me. And so far, people have not stopped paying me. So, I mean, that in and of itself proves I'm not too expensive. I don't charge too much. I get a lot of people I get a lot more no's these days than yeses, during consultations. But that's not a bad thing. That's actually a really good thing. I used to have an inbox full of inquiries, and I do all these consultations and tell them my prices, and they'd all go, absolutely, yeah, and put down the deposit. And then I buried myself in work, and almost no one ever said no. They were all like, yeah, I love your prices, that's reasonable, that's affordable, and they did it. And I always had work, had a huge pipeline. Then I started slowly raising my prices, and now I've gotten to where my prices are now. 1 out of every 5 people will say yes, and the other 4 will say no, too expensive or whatever. But that one person that says yes more than makes up for the 4 other people who said no. So now I'm working a fraction of the amount of time, making more than I was when I was buried with work. Now, that's not entirely true, because I am still I did bury myself with all those older commissions and then all the things, and so I am kind of backlogged on some older stuff. But my point is like that needed to happen anyway. So like the fact that my newer stuff comes in and makes up for all that means I do have time to kind of go back and work on older cards and catch up, which I I'd never be able to catch up if I stayed on the same momentum, So yeah, so I know, like, personally, I would not spend my asking prices for an altar, right? Like that's too much for me, what I ask. But that's because I don't spend my money on this, I don't prioritize this. This isn't the favorite part of my hobby, and again, it is a luxury, and there are other luxury things that I prefer to spend my money on. But there are plenty of people out there who they do want it, and you also got to think like where my clients are mostly from. Most of my clients come from places like New York and LA, Singapore, the Netherlands, places where the dollar goes a lot farther, places where they have more expendable income. So whereas, $1,500, $2,000 here in Oklahoma is a crap ton of money, $15,200 in New York City is, that's nothing. He also have a thing here on Twitch with channel points where his viewers can be a loyal viewer to get one altar for free with just watching his stream. That's really cool, and I could possibly consider doing that. I have actually thought about some different things. I think you were in here one of the days I was talking about Patreon and how I used to have one, and thinking about what I would do to like adjust it in the future. But the thing is too is like, right now with his current prices, he can kind of do that because it's hold on, his altars are cheap, 160 euros. Like you don't have to build up too many points to be able to earn your way up to that. You can get damn near 20 of his cards for one of mine. So the channel points is not a bad idea. It's just how many it would need to be, setting that up, what it would entail, whether or not you could cash them in at certain tiers or save them up for like a bigger one. Because again, like I said, I do have varying tiers. Like not every altar is super detailed, full-on portrait style, I love my old sketchy style stuff. I haven't been able to really do that in a very long time. But maybe that would be something that would be more accessible with the channel points. One thing too that I offer because of my pricing, and here's the thing, I know my pricing, I don't think my pricing is too expensive, but I do know that comparatively to other altar artists, my prices are a lot more than others. I think Klug is the only other artist that kind of comes close to my pricing. And he's slightly more affordable than I am. If you can deal with the dealing with him. What was I gonna say? So what I do is I do offer, I don't mind my clients doing payment plans. I have a long wait list, so it's going to be a while till I get to your card anyway. And so if you're going to have to sit and wait for a long time, then you might as well take that time to save up or make small payments and just kind of make it a little more comfortable, more convenient. And then, can you hear the rain? I don't know if you can hear it here. It is loud to me in this studio. But yeah, so I don't mind my clients making payments, and I've found that that's helped a lot of clients be able to afford or justify getting one of my cards, because they're like, oh, I can't spend $2,000 on the top tier thing that I want to get. But here, let me move my mic a little closer to me and see if that helps with I mean, you're still going to hear that rain. It is so loud. It's coming down hard right now, and I've got a metal roof. But they you know, they might not be able to afford the 2,000, but when they're like, oh, I can spend $100, you know, a paycheck or something, suddenly that kind of makes more sense to them, and they can get it paid off by the time that their card comes around in the queue and they're ready to have it, and I'm ready to finish it, you know. Paying $2,000 off over the course of 2 years is not that difficult. And yes, my current wait list is about 2 years, unless people pay priority. I've got a huge backlog that I'm working through, and to be honest, I'm really trying with these streams to push through a lot of my older stuff, get through everything, and this is something I've just been considering. But in the next couple years, in the next year or two, if I can get through my client list, I've really been thinking pretty hard about semi-retiring from altering. I'd like to get to a point where I no longer have a backlog, and I can just take projects that I want to take, and focus on the other aspects of my career. But that's not coming around for a while, I don't think, yet. I'm still too swamped. Like, a sub gain more points than a non-sub. One altar is like 177.777 channel points. Normally you gain like 10 points every 5 minutes or something here on Twitch, and a sub gains like 5 times a non-sub. So 10 points every 5 minutes. Okay, but let's see. So you do 10 points every 5 minutes. Yeah, that's almost a free altar every stream that I do. It's definitely more than one free altar every stream that I do if it's a sub gaining 5 times that amount of points, because I stream for 6 or 7 hours. So yeah, I wouldn't give away a free altar or more every time I stream. It would definitely have to be something different than that. Occasionally, I used to do giveaways on my on my social media posts, where when I hit a certain number, I would do a free altar giveaway. But I haven't done one of those in a really long time. I haven't grown my social media. What's interesting is that, like, I'm so terrible at social media. Oh, 177,000. Okay. That's a comma, I guess. Alright, I see what you're saying. I'm terrible at social media, so, you know, I think I'm like at 2,000 something followers on like Instagram, 2,000 something followers on Facebook. Like I'm kind of like right around the 2,000 mark on like all my social medias around. Different people, but like they just different social. Anyway, it's hard for me to break past that point to get higher numbers. I don't do like the TikTok stuff. I don't do constant content. I'm not a really pretty girl, so that I don't have that going for me. So you know, in the Magic community, it's like I'm a very niche. Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining, Muscadri. I don't know if I'm saying that right. That seems like how I should say it, but welcome to the stream. But yeah, I'm not very great at the social media. And so I have my clients, I have my collectors, and I slowly build them. And it's definitely more of a quality over quantity type of business structure I've created. I get a lot of the clients that can pay my prices. They come back for more, or you know, word of mouth. Someone will come and do it. Like I said, I get a lot more no's than yeses these days, but that's fine with me. Watching I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's an old movie. It's a very old movie. I keep seeing scary movie scenes. Lord Dotsy Dot, welcome to the stream. Let's see. If sub gets 600 points per hour, it'll be 296 and a bit hours. So roughly 33 9-hour streams per altar. Oh, that's doable. If we have 4 streams per month, it'll be a bit more than 8 months per altar. I don't know how much revenue a sub generates per month, but an altar then would be that multiplied by 9. Still less than what you ask, I guess. And hello, I love the rain in the background. Okay, good. Well, I glad you guys like it. I like it, but I don't know if it was gonna mess with the you can see I've moved my mic a lot closer today. It's right here. So you guys can hear my awesome voice a lot better now. Also, my really loud coughs in your ears will be a lot louder, so you're welcome for that. Yeah, back to what I was saying about not being great at social media, though. I'd have to talk to John. I have no idea how to set up any of that crap, as far as like sub points and little things. I'm not. Also, maybe you have to be affiliate, and I have to stream. I have to stream an extra day a week to be. I've met all the other requirements for affiliate. I think. There's an average viewer count that I have to have at a time also, and again, I don't think I've hit that, which is pretty sad, because it's very low. But I need to stream a second day in the week, and I've been thinking about streaming a little bit on Fridays, like a couple hours on Fridays, just streaming like playing a video game or something, just to get my count up for the week and get that affiliate status. So that's something I'm trying to figure out. Hold on, guys. I gotta take a call. Hello? Ooh, I hate that. It was a 405 number, which is the local area here, so I thought, oh, it's probably, that's important. Like someone, maybe it's from my kid's school or whatever. Stupid telemarketers finding ways to get me to answer. Dirty tricks. See, I think your channel must be affiliated to be able to get Twitch channel points activated from their end. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. With them, us viewers can redeem things like take a sip of water to hydrate a bit, take a stretch so you can step up from your chair and stretch, or even take a break from the thing you do to speak with chat or something like that. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's cool. Also, I love the rain in the background, but was unsure if it was rain in the first place or if it was from the music. So what you're telling me is that I need a rain machine and just do this on every stream. Just chill music and rain. Alright. No, it's actually raining really hard today, and my studio roof has a big metal flat roof and skylights, so sounds even worse than it is. How do I check? Let's see, I'm gonna pull up Twitch real quick. Go to my account. See, I don't even know how to do that. Channel, maybe. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. Prime Gaming, that's not it. Channels and video. That's analytics. Where do I go to view? I'm trying to figure out where I go to view that affiliate progress. I know I found it on accident one day. did get the notification that you were live. I paused my current YouTube video I was watching to get in here to see this. Okay, well that's cool. I'm glad I have some people who actually care to come and watch me. I appreciate that a lot, actually. Both of you then. Thank you. That's not gonna help. Research. No. Stream summaries. None of these numbers make any sense. I just want to know where I see. I'm just gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google. Let's use my phone. How to check Twitch affiliate progress. Here we go. Navigate to your achievements. Oh, there we go. Analytics. Oh, that. All I had to do was press one button. How dumb. Reach 50 followers. I've done that. 30-day performance. View 30-day statuses. So to be eligible, I must meet all 4 requirements within the same 30-day period. So I need to stream for 8 hours. I easily do that. Stream on 7 different days, and I'm not sure how it's done this, but it's saying I stream 6 out of 7 days in 30 days. So I don't know if it's counting my like random test streams that I do that only last for like 3 to 4 minutes. But anyway, I'm if I start streaming on Fridays also, then I'll easily hit that. And then, but here's the thing, average of 3 viewers. Today I've got 3 viewers, but that's one that's so low. And yet, in the last 30 days, my average viewership is 1.88, whatever that means. So I'm not getting my average viewers, and I'm not getting my extra days per 30 days. But that will get me affiliate. And then, let's see, partners. What's partner? Partner, I have to stream for 25 hours. Interestingly enough, I'm at 23.46 hours just from my streaming once a week. So I would hit that also if I was streaming twice a week. Stream on 12 different days. So if it's counting my test streams, because right now it says I'm getting 6 out of 12. Or 6 out of 7. So if I just add an extra day, potentially that'll double and give me that number as well. But then I have to, here's the hard one, I have to get an average of 75 viewers per stream that I do. That's going to take a while. That's going to take a long while. So I don't know. Anyway, I am going to leave this here for a second and run to the restroom. I'll be right back, guys. send them back. Also, I'm getting really good at this whole unmuting my mic when I get back. I'm no longer talking forever with a muted mic. Let's see. What I miss? If you have some test streams with 0 viewers, that will take down your average of viewers. Yes, that sucks, but it also takes up my streams. So, but yeah, the average viewers is more important, I think. No, my nick started as a combination of 2 words that then became my online nick, and so many friends started to call me that IRL, so I changed my name to it back in 2011. Gotcha. Very cool, very cool. I have got 4 viewers. I've got 4 viewers, guys. This is, outside of when John raids me, this is the most viewers I've had on a stream, I think. And you know what? That's fine. Like, if I hit affiliate, if I hit whatever, cool, and I'll give you guys those point things. Oh, it's Broccoli Howard. What's up, man? I've still not made it to the post office. Don't hate me. I've had some... You weren't here at the start of the stream, but I had a really rough week, really rough weekend. I have a member of my wife's family. She's got stage 4 cancer, and we kind of had a last minute have to go and visit, and so we traveled out of town, and it's just been a pretty rough week. So I haven't been to the post office. Today's stream, as soon as I'm done today, I'm gonna go to the post office today instead of tomorrow, because I also have because I had to do all that last week too, I'm kind of behind on my other stuff, so like my week is kind of filled up pretty quickly. Not sure if I'll get a chance to go. I'm gonna try something. So sad. No worries. Hope this week is better for you. Yeah, I hope so too, because I have not gotten sleep in a long time. You can't see it because I got these glasses on, but I got like dark circles under my eyes. I'm not sleeping very well. I've got a headache. That's probably just because I'm also dehydrated. So, see, you guys could have like tipped me to dehydrate if I was an affiliate. Oh well. John will be on later on, as he said on his Discord. He had things to do earlier, so not sure when he will come online. Otherwise, he would have been online already. Yeah, so ironically, John streams on the same days that I stream, which is not ideal, because, you know, a lot of the same people they're going to go watch him. And because he streams sometimes around the same time that I do, if it worked out like that first day where he had already, because we are on different time zones, so if he were to stream and then end his stream, he could raid me, but it doesn't always typically work out that way. Sometimes he ends his stream before, like long before I even start, so there's no, like, I'm not there to raid, or he, like today, he's going to be coming on late. So speaking about sleep, I bought a new bed last week, and after that, I have been sleeping better than before. Yeah, bed's the best investment you can make, man. I need a new bed probably, and I definitely need new pillows. And I've got nice ones, but I think they were nice for me at the time in my life when I bought them, and as I've gotten older, my body and my bones don't work the same anymore, so I need something different. Let's see here. Oh, this is what I was going to do. I was going to pull up and see. I'm going to see if I can play. Let's see. How long is this? How's that sound? It stopped raining here at my space. but I'm playing rain sounds now. Does it sound very similar, or does it sound terrible? Sounds different than before. Not saying better or worse, just different. A bit louder and more distinct, but also nice. It's louder than the music. Let's see. It should be the opposite, I think. But that's easy to fix. How's that? Guy here. You going for a realistic face on the altar? Yes, I'm gonna do kind of. So I'm gonna do pretty detailed face, and then just kind of mess with the hair, and this will be all just kind of random because it's an Urza's Saga, so this whole backside, like, matter of fact, pretty much all this ear, like, this is where the masking stops. So, like, I went ahead and I drew the ear, but it won't be there, sadly, because that's about where the other half of the card of the Saga part starts. So what I'm thinking is bringing it sketchy over into the Saga and like doing the sketchy ear and stuff. So that's kind of what we're gonna work on. Okay, so the original text will be visible behind his face. Just had to look up Urza Saga as I was not familiar with that card. You're going to add leaf, gold, or any other shiny areas on this too, or will it just be black and gray? This one's just going to be black and gray, I think. This isn't one of the really expensive altars. I'm just trying to get this one done. I'm doing a little. I'm already doing a little bit more on this card than what the client technically paid for. I like to go above and beyond a little bit sometimes, but but yeah, not enough to do. To do gold and stuff also. May I ask why you started to alter cards? Just curious. Yeah. So, just kind of a two-parter. I really kind of out of necessity. As you can tell from my studio, I've been a gallery artist for many years. That was kind of where I was at, and my wife got a job in Arizona, so we moved. We had our second kid, was born there, and so we had two small children, and we were living in an apartment because it was just kind of like a travel nursing type thing. So it was temporary. We had a very small home, and I had nowhere to create. There wasn't really any art scene to speak of in the area. Like, there was no studios to rent or anything, and it just wasn't really feasible to rent a studio separate from my home at the time. So I was kind of stuck in this small apartment, unable to work on my large work, unable to work with the gunpowder medium that I use, and so I was looking for ways to continue to work, to continue to make money, just while I stayed home and took care of the kids and while we were there. a few years prior to that, when we were living in Denver, some friends of mine had shown me altars and asked if I would do some for them. And I said no, because I thought they were dumb. At the time, I was like, why would I ruin my expensive cards? I didn't quite understand altars back then, or like what also, I'm old school, so I got into Magic because of the art on the cards, long before it was all digital copy paste crap. I really loved the art of the cards, and so I didn't want to cover them up, or I collected my own stuff, and they kept asking me, like, man, you should do it, it'd be really cool. And I googled and I looked up altar artists and things, and didn't like a lot of what I saw. It was just like the border extensions, things like that. But there was a couple that I saw that I was like, okay, that's really cool. A couple specific artists that I saw Big Up. He was like probably my biggest inspiration for wanting to try something different. But basically, yeah, so like I looked it up and was like, nah, not for me. And then fast forward again, but back to where I was in Arizona. I'm in this small apartment needing to do something for money, and my friends had asked me again to do something for them. So I thought, sure, why not? I'll try it. So I did a couple for them. Well, at first I practiced, and when I first got started, I tried just mimicking the things that I saw other altar artists do, or like I'd go on Google or I'd look up tutorial things, which there wasn't really any, but I would just try and mimic what they did and use the materials that they did and things, because I thought that that's like how you were supposed to altar. And I hated it, and I was terrible at it, and my first altars turned out terrible, and I was like, this sucks, I don't want to do this. And my friends had asked me to just do it, like, don't copy somebody's, like they just wanted me to do my art. And I was like, oh, okay. So I did them for them, and they posted them, and it got pretty popular. And so then I just among our friends and stuff. So I thought, okay, that was kind of fun. And so I thought, instead of doing other people's stuff, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm just going to create art. I'm just going to do like what I would do in a gallery. I'll do this, and then I'll use this opportunity that I have in this small apartment, to work small, to really kind of hone in and work on my detail work on my my small fine detail that I can carry on over to my larger works later, and just kind of use it as a training purposes. And so I just started creating and doing my own thing, and I posted a pithing needle. That was my very first one that I ever really did, and I posted it, and I posted it on the whatever the big Facebook group is that I'm no longer a part of. I posted it there, and overnight, my inbox just blew up. I had over 300 messages asking me if I did commissions, and I thought, wow, this is cool, and it was fun, and it was fast, and so I started taking commissions, and I was so cheap. And I remember one of the very first real good altars that I did, a guy, I remember who it is, I'm just not going to say who it was. A guy asked me to do his Liliana of the Veil. And I remember thinking, I can't believe someone is going to let me alter their Liliana of the Veil, because at the time she was so expensive at the time. And they were going to trust me with it. They were going to ship me their really expensive card and trust me to not steal it. You know what I mean? To not fuck it up. And so So I thought that was so cool, and they only paid me $100. But at the time, I thought, I can't believe someone's paying me $100 for this, because I was charging just like nothing for my altars at the time, you know. And I did that, and I posted that card, and that card with that style and everything that was very similar, reminiscent to that pithing needle that I did. That's the one that really blew up my account, got me all my followers and stuff. And when I realized, I can start raising my prices, and so I started charging more like between $100 to $300 for quite a while, a very long while. But yeah, it was out of necessity. Partly out of necessity because I had to work on something, and then also partly because I've been playing the game since I was really young, and my friends had been bugging me to do it, and so I just kind of stumbled on it by accident. And it's not even that like there are plenty of altar artists out there that are really good and really well known that don't even play the game. They have no idea what any of this is. They just kind of stumbled on it like I did. But I actually do play, and I have played. I've played since, well, basically since Unlimited. So let's see. I can say personally, I had never seen any altars before I found Jom's stream for like 3 months ago. Fell head over heels in love with altars, but I don't want my real cards altered. I want my lands altered, as I already try to have all my lands unique in my decks. Do you have a picture of your altar of that Liliana somewhere? Would love to see. Yes, of course I do. Of course I do. It's one of my favorite altars I've ever done. Let's see. Let me find it. I gotta find it on my portfolio. Give me a second. Where is it at? No, here we go. Probably at the bottom. Let me try and configure the video here so that you guys can actually see it. Oh, come on. There we go. This is it before I added the little halo to it, the gold circle. But then I added that gold to it. And then this is the pithing needle. This was like basically the very first one that I ever did. And the words are gold also. Here, there's you can see it kind of where the gold is. So those are some of the very first ones I ever did. My style was a lot more sketchy back then. And honestly, I loved it. I kind of would like to go back to it sometimes. This was a really popular one I did back then. So a lot of my stuff looked like that. I did these knights with like the gold. What would one like that cost today? Also, nice looking soul ring. Thanks. Something like that today. Let me. Those are kind of one of my I really enjoy doing those. It depends on the design, but really I don't go really much past the sketchy phase. They'd be somewhere between $500 and $800 for one of my OG classic styles. Back when I first started, I was selling those for $100 to $300, which I don't think was enough because I was doing too many of them. So yeah, depending on the level of detail, or there's obviously not a ton of detail, but like the complexity of the sketch and just the design and the all the different little design aspects that we include into it and stuff. Like, yeah, I'd be somewhere between 5 and 8, which is like half of what. Not too bad. Still too expensive for my wallet. Well, again, remember what I said. Payments. So, say $800. That's a lot of money. It's like you can go buy a new Xbox. But spread out over time, that's really not that bad. You're probably spending, the average person spends over $100 easily a week on just eating out at restaurants. Unemployed and 5 kids. Wow. 5 kids. I got 2 kids and it hurts my wallet. So I understand. See, that's the thing though. When you've got children, you got a family, you have other, priorities, other things that you need to, you always got to think like, yeah, okay, that's $800 and I would love to have this thing, but what could that $800 do for my family? What could it do instead? And typically, again, it's usually more important and more profound things. As like, again, as I said, what I offer is it's not a need, it's not a necessity, it is a luxury. So like if you, let's see, what'd you say? Nope, not me. I spend about €50 a month eating out. Don't drink coffee. Don't smoke. I only spend money on gas for the car. Right, but you also said unemployed and have 5 kids. So you've got to make those. You've got to make those sacrifices, right? You got to make those concessions. I'm not going to eat out very much. If I do, and we've got the 5 kids, of course we're not going to eat out. That'd be so expensive. So you got to find the places that kids eat free. You don't drink coffee, don't smoke. Neither do I, because they're very expensive. Also gross. So, like you see, it sounds to me like you got your priorities right where they are. So that's good. See, people eat out at restaurants. Oh, my fancy ones those are. Okay, restaurants or fast food, because I don't know if any of you guys have noticed, but fast food is not cheap anymore. Even McDonald's is not cheap. Matter of fact, I think the only place that's still cheap is Taco Bell. You go to Taco Bell with a $20 bill and you could be a franchise owner by the end of the day. But like even McDonald's is just you can't eat at McDonald's without spending $20 on just one person, it seems. So yeah, the average person who eats fast food, convenient food, you're going to spend at least $50 a week. I know when I go out to a restaurant with my family, or just my wife and I, let's say it's date night and we go out and eat at a restaurant, we are not spending less than $100. Like, it's just not possible. You get your food, you get your wine, $100, easy. If I go by myself to a fast food place and order a meal, not even going crazy, just a meal and a drink, it's anywhere from 15 to 30 bucks, depending on the fast food place. And, that's for one meal. One meal spent 15, 30 bucks. And people don't think about that. They do it, and then they wonder why they don't have any money, because it's expensive. But if if the average person stopped doing that, the amount of money that you could save and budget up, and then you think, oh man, instead of spending $50 a week on eating out, I could pay $50 a week towards this piece of art that I want. That's a little more doable. People eat out at restaurants. Oh, I already read that one. So is fastness now cost as much as quality? Are people now too busy or too lazy? Yeah, both, I would imagine. Both. It's quite interesting to me, honestly, because, and especially in the U.S., you guys are talking about, at least Spook is talking about euros, so I know he's not here in the U.S. But like, I know everyone complains about minimum wage, and so these restaurants or fast food places have to raise their minimum wage, which means they can no longer take advantage of their employees, so they can no longer have these awesome dollar menus where everything's super cheap and their overhead balances out, so they now have to pay their employees more, so they have to charge more for their food. And then people are, it's still not enough because people aren't making enough money, even though minimum wage is raised, because everything is now more expensive because minimum wage is raised. So then now they have to work even more to make money, so they don't have time to cook or do the things that they need to do, so they just get food quickly. Also, eating healthy, like going to the grocery store and actually buying healthy food, in America anyway, is incredibly expensive. Which I think is, now we're going into politics, but I think is totally a design by the government to keep the poor. But we won't go into all that during a art stream. So yeah, it sucks. But there are so many things that people justify buying. So like when someone says, how much do you charge for an altar? And I say $2,000. And they say, whoa, that's too much. And I say, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's just, like people will find time and money for the things that they want to find time and money for. It's as simple as that. And everyone has their hobbies, their the things that they whatever they collect. You look at a Magic card that's $1,000. You look at some dual lands that are $800 or whatever, and people think, oh, that's too expensive to me. But damn it, if they won't save up for it, trade their trade binder away so that they could trade into one, and they don't ever think like, oh, that's like, that shouldn't be that much. Like it's a piece of cardboard just like this one, just like all the others. It's exactly the same, but they don't question it. They're like, oh, it's $800. That's fine. I just can't. I can't afford it. It's too rich for my blood. But it's $800. That's just what it is. So I'll save up for it and I'll get it. And now I have one for my commander deck, and I'm happy and I'm good. And or oh man, I really want this new bike. Or oh man, I really want this new flat screen TV. Oh man, I really want this new Xbox that's coming out. Oh man, I really want these new games that are coming out. Games are $60-$70 a piece, $80 if you pre-order, but people will do it and they'll justify it. People will pay for uh, what battle passes or whatever, those season passes for their games, they'll pay for, you know, whatever they want to find time for. They will make time for. And so, yeah, like, I don't think I'm too expensive. I think I'm, well, honestly, I think I'm reasonably priced. And yeah, like, I don't mind it, because it means that the people who buy my work, that's the thing that they've found time for. That's the thing that they love, you know, and I know that it's important to them. It's not just a spur of the moment, off the cuff kind of a purchase. They really wanted it. They really love it, you know, and they're excited for it. And that's cooler to me. And because of that, that's why, again, like I said, that's partly why I do the payment plans, because I don't want anybody, I don't want to be some elitist exclusive a-hole. Like, I want anybody who likes my work to be able to own a piece of my work. And so, you know, if they really, really want it, but like, oh man, $2,000, that's a lot. Like, all right, pay it off. I don't care. If it's good enough for Walmart, it's good enough for me. You know, like, that's the other thing. Walmart, multi-billion corporation, like, poor people left and right all day long going in there putting things on layaway. You know, $3,000 to $5,000 TVs they're putting on layaway and they're paying it off, because that is the thing that they find time for. That is the thing that they justify. You know, if you want art, if you really want good art, real art, professional art, you know, you can have it. You just gotta, you know, you can have it. That's all there is to it. I hope that made sense and didn't sound like just like a rant. say with the amount of income I get each month, I have about 50 to 150 a month. Some months, not every month, that I can spend on Twitch subscriptions or better food than normal. Let's see. This month I got about 900 to 950 as income and have 875 as monthly bills. So for me to get up to that payment of a card for 2,000 USD would take me about 1 year to even 3 years with this type of income I have now. All my money is spent on the family and their needs. Yes, and again, I would never want anybody to be irresponsible and, spend their money on something like this when they've got 5 kids and are trying to provide for their family, and so there's that. That said, just so that you kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about, I said earlier my wait list is about 2+ years. So if you were to commission me today for $1,500 card or $500 card, doesn't matter, today you commission me, it would be about 2 to 2.5 or so years before I would even get through my queue to you to get started. So, I took that into consideration. Like, people can typically pay off, an altar from me in the time that it takes for me to do a commission for them. But that's assuming that that's what they want to spend their hobby money on, and they don't have other more pressing, important priorities. And then some people, again, like I said, I'm like Walmart. Like, if you say, hey, I've only got $50 to $150 a month some months, and maybe not every month I can make a payment. Maybe I have to make a payment here or there, maybe every other month, maybe it's smaller or whatever. Like, you do what you got to do, and then it takes as long as it takes. I've got clients that have been paying me monthly with no, what do you call it? Like, there's no plan. Like, there's no specifics. They're like, they want an entire deck altered, and they said, I'm going to pay you monthly, every month, this certain amount for as long as it takes. And they've been paying me for years. And, I slowly here and there, as they, as I get to them, I work on a card for the deck or whatever, and it's kind of an ongoing project, and it's whatever. But I have people who pay me, $50 a month or something, $100 a month, whatever. They just pay me, and they don't have an idea of what it is that they want. They just know that they want something from me, and so they're gonna pay until they just, like, they know where my prices are at. They know how much I charge for, like, my judge friendly stuff. They know how much I charge for, like, my kind of intermediate altars, and they know what I charge for my, like, top tier. And then they even know what I charge for, like, my large paintings. And so, knowing those numbers, they just kind of pay me every month. And then whenever they feel like, hey, I want to cash that in, they'll say, what can I get for what I've paid so far? And I'll tell them, and then they'll be like, okay, I want to do that. Or they'll say, no, how far am I from being able to get this? And then we just work on that. So, like, because the wait list is so long, like, the turnaround time, it's more of a relational thing. Like, we back and forth, we talk, and we, it kind of gives people the ability to just kind of get what they want when they're able to. And I mean, that's not for everybody. Some people just want to pay it and have it and be done with it. But let's see. I don't even have Netflix, Disney Plus, or any streaming subscription, as we don't have the extra income for it. Last time I bought new cards was back in 2018. I would love a card alter from you, but as of now I can't afford one, as I don't trust myself with payments for things I don't really need. And that is absolutely true. And you hit it on the head right there. It's things you don't really need. So yeah, like don't. As an altar artist who this is my business, it's my business to do this, be irresponsible. Spend your money on whatever you want to spend your money on. It pays my bills, right? It's not like, but as a person and with morals and values, don't do that for me, take care of your kids, take care of your family. That's way more important. But yeah, the typical average person, single person, or person with a couple kids, but they're both, them and their wife work and they have 2 jobs or whatever, just they'll pay for Netflix, they'll pay for eating out, they'll pay for they'll go get a nicer car and pay that car payment, they'll do these things, they'll pay for their gym memberships or whatever they want to put their time into, and so I offer the same thing. I will support you with a viewer as soon as I can. We'll be active in chat and distract you from your altars. And if I ever get some extra money, I will add at least 1 commission from you to my collection. That's fine. I love it. And I'm going to figure out in the future maybe this Patreon thing or something where there's so many ways, I like to do giveaways when I can. Learning about channel points, if I ever get a affiliate and I can unlock those, that's something that is cool. I can do another way to just offer people to be able to get something of mine. I do judge friendly altars, which are just like your basic like this. Again, remember, I haven't been to the post office, so here's this Sliver Queen again. Just, leave the art, but just do something cool to it. Those are like 150, 250 bucks, like somewhere between there, depending on what we do, if we add gold or whatnot. So they're way cheaper. And then if I ever start going to conventions again, going to like the Magic Fests and stuff, I offer those at a discount. There's a limited amount at the events where I can do them in the hotel room and give them back to you the next day. So those are a lot cheaper. Those are usually about like $85 to $100 at events. They're pretty cheap. So there's lots of ways to do it. Yo, John Alters. We were just talking about you, man. Welcome to the stream. Stream. There it is. I got my mic really close today because it was raining. Might be too close now. Is that better? I forgot to move it back after the rain stopped. Oh, not if you heard what we were talking about. Just kidding. Just kidding. The portrait. Thank you. might have been removed from their system. I don't get any more. I want to buy NFT scams. Well, they might have marked you as a scammer for their scams, so they don't even try to scam you anymore. Scamming.
Bugs the worry-free way, not the other way. Zebo traps use light, not odors or chemical insecticides, to attract and trap flying insects. They work continuously, so you don't have to. Zebo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
What's up? So far, Urza looks like a macho student artificer just about to go find that brand's place with his brother. Yeah, so I'm trying to do, I want to do like a younger Urza. I'm not doing like the white-haired one like I did in my last one. So, I think I'm at a point where I'm going to spray it and then work on my, just bringing out the details and kind of the contrast. So I'm going to do a quick spray real quick. Chatty today. That's okay, man. I understand not being able to be too chatty. My day will be kind of short today anyway because I had a rough week and a weekend. I only prepped this one card. And I didn't even bring an apple today, so I've got nothing. I'm going to have to go grab lunch here soon. So I'll probably just end the stream when I finish this. I may end up coming back after lunch and streaming again and streaming streaming a video game for a little bit if my headache goes away. Headaches suck, man. I'm wearing my red glasses today just to kind of help with the light. Couldn't watch last week. I was in Seattle. Let's see. Chemical Blade. Ooh, nice. Best way to cure headaches is to drink water, eat, and sleep. But that don't pay bills. Yeah, tell me about it. No, in fact, it seems like these days headaches are what pays bills. chiropractor of the neck. Yeah, tell me about it. I do the. I know it's not healthy for me to pop my neck, but it's like the only thing that gives me some temporary relief. Too, as I don't really have the extra money to see a chiropractor. That's why I noticed that you were doing it. Yeah. Yup. pull the tape, finish it up. Actually, before I do that, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? Kind of want a background on here. I haven't even done a background, stupid. Link it.
delicious details. The new green goddess caprese milk from Panera.
So this is pretty damn close to done, I think. There it is. This is today's. All finished up. The face is such a face and the beard is gorgeous. Chad Urza sure would be a jewel of any collection. Chad Urza. Yeah, well, I wanted to do young Urza. This is such a cool card, so. did an old Urza already. Let me find. Let me find the picture for it. There. That's when he gets a little older. Not super old yet, though. Let's see if I can. This one was fun. I gave him all these cool glowy tattoos. And his signet ring glowed also. It's really fun. Not this one though. I'll give him a gold border. How about that? Looking good. Alright, I'm going to leave that there for you guys to take a look at. Just a little bit farther away. I'm going to run to the restroom again. I'm back. Had to grab some headache medicine too. Well, guys, it's a really short stream today. 3 hours, basically, almost. So, half the length of normal. I'm done. I don't have anything else prepped, so, and I'm gonna have to eat soon. But if you guys are still chilling and you want, I can play a game for a little bit if you guys want. Otherwise, I could just end the stream for now. Yeah, cool. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna go get some food. Drink a lot of water. Oh, okay. Hey, I'll raid John. I gotta figure out how to do that. So let's figure out how to do that. Twitch. Alright, let's see. How do I raid somebody? You can tell I'm new to all this, right? Community collapse. Do I have to actually go to his channel, or do I hit? Really? You think that'll work? Let's see. Slash. Alright. Boom. Alright, here we go. Have fun, guys. Thanks for joining.